What is the greatest design f*** up of the human body?
Don't know, but I wish my tongue could clean my teeth like a toothbrush does.
The worst moment of the day is when you know you have to brush your teeth, but no, you're already cuddled up in bed.
My tongue has some pretty epic showdowns with popcorn kernels. Strategic battle of wits. You can bite the inside of your cheeks and your tongue.
And once you do, you're resigned to it happening over and over again because it swells.
Can relate. I don't bite it for 3 months, and then I bite it 6 times in one day and it sucks.
Huge design flaw. Oh, you bit yourself. It'd be a shame if that spot were to get bigger and be easier to bite.
The brain knowing it's doing wrong, but still pushing itself to do it for some dopamine.
Dopamine is one hell of a drug.
Do drugs. If you do, I'll give you drugs. Your brain.
Roll your ankle once and it's never the same.
Roll your ankle enough that you get rubber ankles, and it stops becoming so much of an issue. Source, soccer player.
Hi, normal human here. What the f*** does this mean?
I'm guessing it means he's stretched his ligaments to the point that they can't tear anymore, so even if he rolls his ankle he doesn't sprain it.
Yeah. They're in for a treat when they're older, though.
I nervously straightened out how I was sitting after reading this one, haha. I remember in an osteology class, we were asked to guess which ankle was a gorilla's versus a human's. Naturally, many of us, including me, picked the more robust ankle as the gorilla's, but we were dead wrong. Humans have extremely strong and substantial ankles because we run just 2 feet all day long. This comes at the cost of making them less flexible, however.
Then I'd like to speak to the manager about my Disney princess ankles because I was cheated on both fronts.
Anaphylaxis. Your body will choke itself to death in an attempt to protect itself.
Your body will do anything to keep you alive, even if it kills you. For example, fevers. Your body has an infection, so your body heats itself up to 40 degrees in an attempt to kill the infection, but your body can't survive at 40 degrees.
If you take me down, I'm taking you down with me.
Kind of makes sense. Kill the bacteria for the good of the herd.
Sometimes I choke on water.
Sometimes I choke on the air I'm supposed to breathe.
Ghost. Not my joke. Not sure where I got this from, but it always makes me giggle and choke some more when do it.
LMO, never heard of this but will now use it whenever my friends mysteriously choke on something.
Allergies. It's just a freaking strawberry. Chill, body.
Allergic to medical adhesive, and I'm stupidly accident prone. I get big, blistery rashes after having a tape session because my stupid body can't hold itself together without duct tape and positive thoughts.
Allergic to some antihistamines. I mean, really.
Try some antihistamines.
Testicles, I understand the reason they're not inside the body, but damn, could we not have evolved some type of bollock armor by now?
Like a nice purple velvet Crown Royal bag.
Why are they on the outside?
Temperature control. Your wee wigglers would die if they were stored inside the body all of the time.
Women having to bleed and hurt for about a week every month just because they didn't get pregnant.
Being pregnant is not that great either. Source. Currently 33 weeks pregnant. Would much rather lay an egg.
Dude. Agree. Both of my pregnancies f***ed my body up so bad. We want a third but agree that pregnancy is too difficult to do it again. Growing a baby for 9 months is a ridiculous design fail. Hormones, joint pain, nausea, PPD, sense of smell, ribs, hips, boobs that will never be the same. Pregnancy sucks. I cannot think of a single flaw that is bigger.
The knees. For a body part that needs to endure so much stress, they're also very delicate. It's one of the most commonly injured body parts, and it doesn't seem to heal well without surgical intervention. Tear a meniscus. Probably going to need surgery to get part of it cut out, since most of the meniscus doesn't have a blood supply and can't heal itself.
Our knees do so much and take a crap load of stress every day. Do one little thing wrong or have one little thing not line up right and you hurt for the rest of your life. They also affect our feet, hips and back when they don't work right. They are easy to destroy on our enemy. It's great that they are hinged so we can walk and run and jump and crawl and all the other crap they allow us to do, but they are weak. After 14 years of constant pain and getting ready for my 8th knee surgery, I have days I wish my docs would cut my legs off above the knees and give me prosthetics. My pain scale starts at a 2. I will never see a 0 again in my life, and I'm not a candidate for a replacement.
Your brain that just randomly decides it wants to die.
Mental illness, specifically depression. You paradoxically want to isolate, immobilize, refuse to get help. The illness is parasitical and self-preserving, until and if it wins with death.
You don't think in depression that you've put on a gray veil and are seeing the world through the haze of a bad mood. You think that the veil has been taken away, the veil of happiness, and that now you're seeing truly. Andrew Solomon.
Damn, that's... wow. Way too true.
Sacrum bone is just a up tail, and it really hurts if you fall on it.
I've fractured my sacrum, don't recommend it. Horrific to recover from.
Bruised it badly as a kid and it was sore for months. Hit it. I think I was around 9 or 10 years old, and my younger brother had this 3-wheel trike, not a big wheel, actually metal, and I would ride it occasionally like a scooter. I'd stand on the seat with one foot, grab the handlebars, and kick off with my other foot. One day I did it a little too hard, and it went out from under me and I whacked my sacrum on the sidewalk. When I said, sore for months, it was probably the better part of a year.
Teeth. What the hell? I don't have to go twice a year to get my armpits scraped out lest they rot off.
Yes. You get the one, adult, set, and you have to take care of them forever. Though honestly probably not made for our longer lifespans.
Nor really for our current diet. Much too much sugar, which feeds the bacteria that excrete the acid that eats them away. I've heard of a guy who solved the problem by changing his oral flora. He found a strain of bacteria that outcompetes the usual variety and excretes ethanol instead of acid. Problem solved, but now there's a different problem.
Constantly intoxicated.
He said it didn't do that, doesn't produce enough, but I'm thinking he would blow high if he were ever pulled over while driving.
One that stood out to me is when my professor said we are terrible at detecting oxygen levels. Also, I think this is more evolutionary, but the fact that we respond to psychological problems with the flight or fight response. It's like we can't tell the difference. Body is just like, stress. Have some cortisol. Let's go. Body gets me ready to fight a tiger, but I just need to do my homework.
Better yet, if you have an anxiety disorder of any kind, the brain is fighting tigers 24/7.
We laugh about this now, but when those raging tigers finally show up, I'll be able to run a very short distance as depression caused me to overeat, and I'll probably in turn be eaten by the tigers.
Tinnitus. Hearing loss, sure. But a lingering constant ringing. That shouldn't be possible.
I have extremely loud tinnitus 24/7. It sucks my energy away like nothing else. Worst thing is I'll never get to enjoy silence in my life ever again.
So do I, going on 12 years now. Sometimes it changes pitch, and sometimes it's a tiny bit quieter, but it's 24/7. I wear hearing aids too, and at night I have to take them out. Then I can't hear music or anything at night to try to block out the tinnitus. So I've learned to sleep with it.
I only half remember this, so hopefully someone can elaborate. Part of the human eye is arranged backwards. The optic nerve has to pass through it, which creates a blind spot. Some species have a more efficiently designed eye where this part is facing forwards, so the optic nerve just plugs into the back of it.
The retina, which has light-sensing cells, is at the back of your eye. The retina gathers information based on the light falling on it, and then sends it to the optic nerve, which in turn carries the information to the brain. Ideally, the optic nerves should be completely behind the retina, so that the entire back end of your eye can be covered with light-sensing cells. And while this is true for octopuses and squids, cephalopods, we humans were just sort of unlucky with evolution in this regard. For us humans, the optic nerves are in front, and the part where the optic nerve sort of bundles and goes into the brain is the blind spot.
We humans were just sort of unlucky with evolution in this regard. Our evolution isn't over though. We just became aware of ourselves in the middle of it and assumed we were finished.
The awesome. There is an army of fully autonomous hunter/killer organisms inside us that will seek out and obliterate anything harmful that they can identify as being a foreign threat. The minor sick, when the identification goes awry, and they fail to recognize a threat. The major sick, when they decide a perfectly functioning internal organ is in fact a foreign invader. Autoimmune disorders are awful, awful things. Source: my immune system is really quite effective. It did a scorched earth number on my own pancreas a few decades ago.
What's that? A pancreas? That thing in particular. The breathing hole and the food hole are stupid close.
The fun hole and the sewer hole are stupid close.
Let me just say that if God was a city planner, he would not put a playground next to a sewage system.
You can even breathe with the food hole.
Like, why have the same opening? Eating something and it gets stuck. Boom. Dead.
I was eating a potato skin just the other day and took a bite of the larger end. Kind of dryish and maybe too big of a bite, I don't know, but I damn near choked sitting in the front room thinking just keep swallowing. It finally went down, but damn, that was eye-opening.
You do have the option of chewing.